I have with me here in my living room Danielle Beck, good friend and principal sax of the Wellington Winds. Danielle, welcome.
Hi, Dan.
So it's great to have you here today. When I started to conduct the Wellington Winds, the first thing I noticed about the group, one of the first things I noticed, was your beautiful classical sound. Now I know that when people think of saxophone, they don't right away think of classical music, although that's obviously a great part of your playing. But I understand you do quite a bit of other playing as well, different playing. Tell us a little bit about your life as a sax player.
Yeah, I find being a sax player, there's really just so many things that I can get involved in, and as much as I enjoy classical playing, I also like to play with jazz, rock, R&B, and I'm playing in several different bands so that I can try different styles of music, and I really enjoy that aspect of the instrument. And I also play with you in the community orchestra on the clarinet as well. So when I'm not spending my time performing, I spend the rest of my time teaching, which I really enjoy. And I've opened my own studio called Beck Music, where I teach woodwind instruments, piano, and I have some excellent teachers working with me as well, so that we can help spread music education in the community, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's so important, eh? And as musicians, sometimes we get so busy, and it's really crucial, I think, that we stop and make sure that we're passing on the things that we learn, passing on the traditions to students, so that they can have the same kind of opportunities and experience the joy of music making that we do.
Yeah.
So, Danielle, you've been with the Wellington Winds for a long time, many years. What was it about the group that attracted you to the group, and why is it that you stay?
Well, I really enjoy just playing with the large ensemble. It's something that really drives me, and with the Wellington Winds in particular, it's such a unique experience because we get to work on this exciting and challenging repertoire. On top of that, I've built some really great relationships with the other talented people in the group, and it's provided a lot of great experiences. I've made some lifelong friends, and I think those things will keep me playing with the group for years to come. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're actually relatively new to the group. What was it that attracted you to us?
Well, I heard that the group had a really good saxophone section, so that was one reason. No, actually, I've known about the Wellington Winds for many years. I've been a part of the musical community in the Kitchener-Waterloo area for about 30 years now. And my wife played with the group for a couple of years, so I've been to several concerts, and I know that the group plays at an extremely high artistic level, and that was really a draw for me to be able to perform with a group that was very well rehearsed and played at a high level. I'd not really conducted a band before particularly. I think I conducted my high school band once at a bandathon, however many years ago that was. But my colleague Michael Purvis-Smith, who was the music director, when he decided that he was going to take a break and the position came open, I thought, well, I think I'm going to apply for that group. If it's good enough for Michael, it's good enough for me. So, and I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been great.
Well, we've been really lucky to have you.
Well, the music we played as the header was the opening music from the suite of Canadian folk songs by the late Morley Calvert. Morley Calvert was a wonderful Canadian composer who actually played euphonium with the Wellington Winds for a few years back in the mid-'80s. It's a superb piece, and we will do a complete performance of another of his works later on. Many of the best Canadian pieces for band are folk song suites. Canada has a very rich heritage of folk music, both in Quebec and in English-speaking Canada. And composers, they love to draw on this history to create something that can be a truly Canadian work. Now we're going to start with the 3 folk miniatures by the Quebec-based composer André Jutras. We musicians love to talk about music, but for this piece, the most important thing is to follow where the composer sends the melodies as we move through the music. The tunes probably go back to Renaissance France and are really well known in Quebec. For those of you who aren't so familiar with them, we'll play them. First of all, V'là le bon vent is a patter song in 2 parts. Daniel, maybe you could just play a little bit of that for us. The second is Isabeau s'y promène, a sad and serious song. I believe the whole sax section plays this in a Renaissance mood with a little help from their friends in the percussion section. And finally, a rousing tune, Les Raftmen. Now, most endings of pieces are rousing. We try to get people all excited. Why don't we play a little bit of it together?
Sure.